I'm Suruchi Das, and you're watching Ritam News. The Biden administration leaves behind a world teetering on the brink of chaos, a stage set with escalating conflicts, strained alliances, and dangerous precedents. In what seems to be a deliberate strategy of sowing discord, President Joe Biden's tenure has been marked by policies that not only destabilize the global order but also set hurdles for his successor. As history may recall, Biden's decisions have left the world grappling with unnecessary wars and internal divisions, an unparalleled feat of mismanagement cloaked as diplomacy. The recent escalation in the Ukraine war, fueled by Biden's approval of long-range ATACMS missiles and support for controversial armaments like anti-personnel mines, has pushed the world further into conflict. This comes alongside his administration's covert backing of militant forces in Syria and tacit support for an Islamist coup in Bangladesh, leaving allies like India exposed to heightened regional threats. From weaponizing finance to emboldening rogue insurgents, Biden's playbook reads like a guide to creating long-term global instability. By confiscating Russia's dollar reserves and tightening economic sanctions, Biden's policies have accidentally spurred non-Western nations into exploring alternative reserve currencies. This has emboldened the BRICS bloc, reigniting debates over a new global financial order, an unintended consequence of Biden's aggressive tactics. Biden's foreign policy echoes past American misadventures, but with a sharper edge. His administration's overreach in supporting NATO expansion has alienated Russia and emboldened smaller Eastern European states to antagonize broader European interests, thereby undercutting Germany's leadership in the EU. Germany now faces a weakening economy and fractured influence, a direct fallout of Biden's aggressive posturing. The same recklessness has reverberated in Asia. Biden's tacit acceptance of Islamist insurgencies in Myanmar and Bangladesh poses a direct threat to India. With Islamist groups gaining a foothold in Bangladesh following the ouster of Sheikh Hasina, India now faces a hostile eastern neighbor mirroring pre-1971 tensions. This geopolitical oversight reveals Biden's inability to anticipate the ripple effects of his decisions on allies like India, which is now flanked by threats on multiple borders. Biden's presidency has not only destabilized the international arena but also weaponized domestic policies. By exploiting legal frameworks to target leaders of allied democracies like India, his administration has allowed rogue elements to misuse international laws. This has forced key Indian figures like NSA Ajit Doval and Home Minister Amit Shah to limit their global engagements, a move that undermines one of America's strongest bilateral relationships. These actions align with a broader pattern. Under Biden, the US has inadvertently empowered violent Islamist groups to further its agenda, echoing the creation of Al-Qaeda during the Soviet-Afghan War and the rise of ISIS following the collapse of Iraq and Libya. The Biden-era playbook of destabilization risks repeating these tragic miscalculations on a global scale. As Biden exits the stage, his legacy threatens to haunt global politics for years. His policies have not only weakened America's standing but also created fissures among its allies. The unchecked expansion of NATO, the weaponization of human rights, and the reckless escalation of conflicts serve as warning for the international community. The next administration, likely helmed by Donald Trump, will inherit a geopolitical minefield. Biden's decisions will make it nearly impossible to de-escalate the Ukraine war, mend ties with global allies, or rebuild trust in America's leadership. This scorched earth strategy highlights Biden's irresponsibility and underscores his failure to prioritize long-term global stability. Jai Hind.